What's up, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Ronald, Dragon of America here. Today I want to talk about social media babes, death and buffoonery. Well, let's start with the buffoonery part. And yes, I said death and buffoonery. Starting with Lindsey Ellis. Lindsey. If memory serves, she was a big supporter of cancel culture. She was pro cancel culture. She found out, and as far as my information serves, she was a part of the Awesome channel, amongst other things. Until she eventually started her own YouTube channel, of course. But as of recent, she is a target of cancel culture. Ha ha, na boo boo. So she's right. How does it feel to get canceled by something that you so heavily supported? I bet that shit stings. I bet that shit stings a lot. But whatever. I didn't came here. I didn't do this just to knock her, because she's down and out. She kind of deserves it, a little bit of it. I know there's a lot of people who supported cancel culture are ended up getting canceled themselves. Yeah, one thing about supporting a movement is that when you blindly support something, you never know when that's on what you support suddenly turns on you. Let that be a lesson. Never blindly support something, especially if something that's just, if it's trending. Don't support something because it's trending or because it just sounds cool and everyone says, hey, let's jump on this. Oh, this is the new thing. Let's do this and this. Because nowadays, a lot of idealistic movements that get started always has, well, there, I ain't gonna admit, it has its pros, but it always comes with cons too. Everything has a pro and a con to it. Big facts. But yeah, never learn this from Lindsey Ellis' situation. Never blindly support something because you never know when it might turn its attention on you. Next up, SSSniperWolf. Is recent information that an uproar about big, famous, beautiful YouTuber SSSniperWolf. She apparently made a promise to a dying 10-year-old fan to meet her, but kept making excuses after excuses after excuses, even though the mom kept trying to, ask her when this and that, and there's receipts of this information. There's receipts that SSSniperWolf kept making excuses of why she didn't show up. Basically, she ghosted a dying 10-year-old. To be fair, I don't blame the mother. If you publicly promised to meet my dying child, my dying 10-year-old child, who was a fan of you, and her dying wish was to see you before she, passed on, and you not only constantly make excuses of why you're not showing up, and just to the point where you just outright, basically ghosted the child. That's disgusting. That's just fucked up. You're a fucked up individual for that. Like, seriously. If you weren't gonna make it or show up, then just say so. Just say, oh no, I couldn't do it, and instead of just making up excuses and just ghosting a dying child. Really, seriously.
Why are you telling everyone this?
Too busy.
Oh, shut up.
But I digress. And one thing I also noticed that I want to point out is that notice how the receipts that were on the mother put out about the conversation they had, them messaging each other. If you had enough time to message back, then couldn't you have just FaceTime then? I mean, I'm just saying, like, if she had enough energy and time to, do a back and forth text messaging, then couldn't she have just, took that time and energy to FaceTime? If you couldn't show up in person, you could at least, FaceTime and look fine. That would have been better than nothing. I mean, she wouldn't see you in person, but she still see you through a video. But hey, we human people have their own way of going about stuff. But either way, no matter how you go about it, it's very fucked up. If you weren't planning on keeping a promise, then don't make a promise you can't keep. Because in this world we live in, your word is all you got. When it all falls down, your word is literally what you got. All that YouTube money, fame, and stuff, all that can fade away and go away fast. All that's hard to gain, but easy to lose. A lot of things is hard to gain and easy to lose. That's why your morality, your pride, your integrity, and so on are all you got in this world. Always remember that. Throughout this whole year, there's been a lot of buffoonery with these social media babes and stuff. But the fact that all this is happening on Christmas month, on December, where it's near the end of 2021, and all this transpires and all this happens, is just wow. Just wow. This is really coming in to be an interesting 2021. A very interesting year. But anywho, next topic. So, death. Now to the death part. I've been noticing a pattern when it's coming down to these social media babes. Mostly Instagram. And sometimes other forms of social media. But I'm starting off with Instagram. Like, for starters, there's this Instagram model, white woman, quite beautiful. Her Instagram name was Tyger Booty, I think it was, Tyger Booty. Apparently, she was flown out to Ghana, to meet this Ghanaian billionaire. Yeah, like most IG models, they get flown out by these rich guys to do whatever sexual, fucked up, or disgusting favors for cash. Except, it didn't really go down all the way like that, from what was said. She goes to Ghana. She spends time with this Ghanaian billionaire. Next thing you know, she's found dead. She's mysteriously dead. She's deceased through unknown and mysterious causes. Right, sure, mysterious causes, unknown reasons. Okay, we're okay. Sure, damn well that billionaire must have did something. Damn well she got assassinated. She must either knew too much or found out something that she wasn't supposed to find out, or did something. Something happened. Cause there ain't no way you come to see some rich guy today, one day, then the next day you wind up dead. Come on now. Obviously there's foul play in this. There's obvious foul play here. But nobody cares apparently. She was just some booty model. Apparently. It ain't even matter if she the fact that she a white woman. Or a single mother with I think 1 or 2 kids, yeah. But now, that 1 or 2 kids gonna grow without their mama, cause she dead, she gone. Sad. That's very sad, man. They fucked up. Then what can you do? I mean, it was a Ghanaian billionaire, and you know them billionaires, they got enough money to make you disappear, make you shut up, silence you, or just make shit go away. And then what makes it worse though, she was outside the country. She was in another country. She was in, I think, Ghana, which is in Africa. So yeah, the fact that took place in another country, another continent, yeah, they ain't really much they can do. And given that Africa is a very corrupt continent, yeah, there's a lot of corruption. Believe it or not, there's a lot of corruption. So yeah, ain't nobody gonna be investigating that. That woman's death's gonna be swept under the rug. Believe that. Sucks though. It's like these IG models keep winding up dead, messing with these rich guys or these white dudes. These rich white dudes. I'm telling you, man. Being an IG model, they may look like it's glamorous, but it's not a glamorous occupation. It's not glamorous as you think. Like a lot of things you see on Instagram, it's all smoke and mirrors. Trust me. I may not know personally myself. I may not know it, but I know for a fact that this shit's smoke and mirrors. I know some fans who, trying to be IG models and met other IG models, and they found out and they told me that it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Most of these IG models who be posting pictures of themselves at these fancy places, that's because they've been flown out to some rich guy's island or mansion or villa or hotel. They just take pics of areas of where they're being flown out to, which is paid on their own, paid for on the dime of whoever is wining and dining them. They do not live these extreme glamorous lives as they try to portray. Big facts. But yeah, don't believe the smoke and mirrors.
What do you mean smoke and beaver?
Also, it's come to recent attention and on news that a black woman who is a major.
What are you doing?
Put
your hand in my face.
Who was majoring in therapy. Hello, as I was saying, a young African black woman. There was Lauren Smithfield, who was, I think it was studying up to be a therapist or something like that. Owns a YouTube channel, by the way. I didn't even know she was a YouTuber. I didn't know about her channel. But apparently, there's some news came up that she went to go meet this guy, this white dude. I think it was a wealthy, rich white dude, I think. Some rich white dude. Next day, she's found dead I think, at her house or at dude's house. Either way, the point is she's found dead at dude's house. I think at the dude's house. Dude calls police. Tells the police that it was her death was, I think, an accident, or she died of mysterious causes or something, or she was a drug addict or something like that. And apparently the cop just took this dude by his word. I said, what? Man, no. First of all, how you gonna take this dude by his word? He was the last person to see her when she died. When she passed of mysterious cause. And so the police, just based on this dude's word, which they took, they didn't bother investigating none of the shit. They said, okay, well, that's it. That's all it happened. Case closed. Bye bye. What? No. So the family, the young lady's family, tries to get justice for her. Try to get to the bottom of this foul play. Cause let's be real, ain't no way you just the last person your daughter, if your daughter wind up dead and the last person she saw was some rich white dude and she winds up dead, I think in his house or at her house. Of course there's gonna be some foul play. Of course you're gonna think, yeah, that dude has something to do with it or he did it. Dude did it. But from what the family says, they were met with condescendence from the police, arrogance and ignorance from the detective. Like no one was taking them seriously. No one was caring. No one was, doing anything about it. People just approached it like it was nothing. Like, oh, this girl was just some drug addict that probably OD'd. No, from what the parents said, and the father even filed his own autopsy, paid for his own autopsy of her body, and it says here their daughter was no drug addict. And they do suspect there was foul play, and there's some evidence of foul play. But even despite all of that, didn't matter because the cops had already deemed it a solved case or unsolved case. Case closed, apparently. And I was just thinking, that rich white dude paid those cops off. Or he knows somebody in law enforcement that's really high up, or all of them guys, for him to get away with this bullshit. And then what also gets me is that I noticed whenever these white guys do something to a black woman, like harm or something like that, these swirlers don't say shit. They don't say nothing. Boy, let that have been a black man that did that. Oh, they be asked for this man's execution and everything. Lock his ass up and everything. Shoot his ass, everything in the book. They be crucifying this guy. They would crucify a brother. But they don't never give smoke to a white guy. That's why I never take a swirler seriously. Or really don't respect them. Too damn biased. But like I was saying, I've been noticing this pattern that when it comes to these social media chicks meeting these strangers, especially these white guy strangers, and then suddenly meeting their mysterious deaths. And all I can say is, like, women, young ladies of the world, just because a guy is either white or comes off friendly or gives you money, don't mean that they are friendly. Don't mean that they are trustworthy. Don't mean that they, oh, hey, I open my door to you. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? No. You be skeptical of that person. You don't just up and just trust them. What's wrong with y'all? Just because we have social media doesn't mean that dangerous people aren't around. In fact, when you think about it, social media, has kind of made it easier for rapists, murderers, and so on to get to their victims. Social media has actually made it easier for these type of guys. But I just want to give my 2 cents on these situations because this is some bullshit. There's a lot of buffoonery, but there's also a lot of tragic death that's been going on. And all this happening within the same month. Ain't that something? Doesn't that flip your biscuit? But anyway, like, it's just crazy how all this is going on. Just when you think that everything was gonna be better than last year, it just a lot of craziness just happens. Like I was actually hoping that 2021 would be better than 2020, but really, I have to say it's kind of a tie between the two. They both about equally bad. But at least with 2020, we were all locked in our homes where nothing could happen. Excuse me. And crime was kind of at an all-time low a little bit because everybody was stuck in their homes. But now, pandemic slowed down a bit this year, and now everybody acting a dang on fool. It's crazy. But oh well, can't be helped. What can you do? For those of you listening, thank you so much. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve and a happy New Year's to you all. Goodbye and good luck. I feel like we're going to need it for 2022.
Don't you mean 24/7?
No, 2022.
Why would you say 202? People always use the expression 24/7.
No. But yeah. I hope you have a good night and enjoy your New Year's Eve. And Happy New Year's.